You got to take a look at this picture out of Jacksonville, Florida, that went viral. This woman is on the floor of a pop-up clinic in a library waiting for an infusion of monoclonal antibodies. Wow.
Wow.
Well, joining us is the woman in the photo, Toma. Hi there, Toma. How are you? Welcome to the show.
Hi, doing great now.
Well, you do look
Much
great.
better.
So what is the story behind the photo of you that went wild online?
The night before that photo was taken, I had about 105 fever. I was in the ER. The ER doctor came in and said, "Do you have anybody that can get you to the monoclonal antibody treatment site that night?" And I said, "Yes, absolutely. My son can take me." And I walked in the door of the treatment site, and we had a super long line. So I thought to myself, in order to get the treatment, I have to lay down and just rest so that I could make it through the line.
Well, Toma, we are all so glad you got the treatment and you got better, but take us back, right? When you were walking through that door and you realized, I'm going to have to lay on this floor in order to keep my place in line. I have a very technical question. What were your oxygen levels? How low did that get?
That night when I went to the ER, my oxygen was 68 when I got there.
Wow.
It would jump up to 72, 80. Of course, after you get a couple bags of fluids and use some antibiotics and all of those things, then everything starts coming up. So then your oxygen's 90, 91, 92. Well, that doesn't mean it's going to stay there that night when you go home.
Right, yeah.
In that photo, when I lay at that point, I texted my mother and said, I will not make it through this line. There's no way. I'll be back at the ER while I'm here. And the people at the treatment site, I believe they believed that as well.
Yeah.
Well, with numbers like that, when we heard that you had an O2 saturation of 68, I mean, you were this close into going into respiratory failure. And once that cascade starts, you start going downhill. I mean, for sure, you're going to end up in the ICU on a ventilator.
Yeah.
And how you do there, nobody knows.
Right. We can't say. So now we're very interested. What happened, Toma, after you received the treatment?
After I received the treatment, the following morning I could tell a little bit of difference, but really on day 3, it's when I felt like I was going to live.
So Toma, when did you learn that the photo of you went viral?
So that day after the treatment, I came home. My son drove me home, and I went to bed. Really, with COVID, you don't really sleep. But I was just laying there. I didn't really look at my phone. And the following morning, I looked at my phone. I had 50 text messages, 75 missed calls, every reporter. I had everybody calling me, wanting to know what happened and why I was on the floor at this facility. I don't know who took the photo at all, but they did finally bring me a wheelchair to sit in, and my son rolled me into the treatment